Thank you for joining the program introduction seminar today. So I'm presenting on behalf of Professor Zhang Weisheng, who is the program leader of the MSc program in medical data science. Professor Zhang is not feeling well today, so that's why I'm presenting on behalf of him. So I'm Gloria Lee, and I'm the deputy program leader for this program. So the presentation today will mainly cover these 5 points. And I guess as applicants or potential applicants for the program, you will be interested in knowing these 5 questions. So firstly, what is medical data science? So to start with, medical data science is actually present everywhere, but sometimes we may not be aware of it. Because of the large amount of medical data, we need to develop some computational approach to analyze the medical data in a systematic manner. So we aim to use the medical data to help us develop some diagnosis tools or treatment for particular disease. So let's take a look at the variety of medical data. For example, if we go to the clinic, we see the doctor. Actually, a lot of medical data have been available. So for example, we can always see the doctors like typing some clinical notes. So the clinical notes is one type of medical data which is unstructured. Of course, there are also structured data like the disease diagnosis codes or drug prescription records, which are also medical data. And if we undergo some medical scanning, for example, using CT, MRI, ultrasound, or even X-ray, there are medical images that can be regarded as medical data. So in laboratory, there are also a lot of medical data. So for example, in our human genome, there are like 3 billion deoxyribonucleotides. So each person has 3 billion deoxyribonucleotides. So you can imagine that if there are a large number of people, there are a lot of data to be analyzed in the laboratory. And even in our daily life, we also generate some medical data. For example, I think many of us will wear Apple Watch or any electronic device like the accelerometer, which will help us measure our sleeping quality, our pulse, and the exercise, amount of exercise, walking speed, etc. So all these are regarded as medical data. So because of the large amount of medical data and they are of different nature, we need to use some systemic approach to extract the pattern such that we can help to develop some effective diagnostic tools. And if we can predict some disease development at early stage, we can then also develop some preventive strategies. So of course, in principle, knowing the pattern behind will also help us understand the disease mechanism better. So in the medical field, there is a paradigm shift from genes to biological systems. So what does it mean? So in the past, usually scientists will have a hypothesis first. For example, if they are suspecting a certain gene is related to a particular disease, so they will use a gene-centric approach for the subsequent research. But nowadays, we have a lot of medical data, as I just mentioned, so we can make use of a data-driven approach, meaning that we do not need to have a specific hypothesis which gene is related to a certain disease. This is especially important when there are a large number of complex diseases which are affected by more than one genes. And the data is also multi-model, meaning that they are of different types and different nature, and then we need different analysis approach for the subsequent processing. So to recap, biological and medical research has three cornerstones. The first one is the advanced equipment. So nowadays, the technology is so advanced that we can generate the medical data in a quick way and less expensive way. For example, sequencing machines have been available such that the human genome can be sequenced at a cheaper cost and relative short time. And as mentioned, we have multimodal data like imaging data or accelerometer data, etc. However, as mentioned, there are large amount of data, but we lack the appropriate computational approach to handle all these data. So just in summary, medical data science is now a booming field. So as medical data scientists, we aim to develop new medical technologies and tools for diagnosis and treatment of disease. In particular, everyone is talking about artificial intelligence nowadays. And I think that all of you have the experience of using ChatGPTs. So if we are like asking some simple questions to ChatGPT, for example, if our family member has suffered from several diseases like diabetes, if we ask ChatGPT how to handle the disease, ChatGPT can actually give us very relevant answers. But what medical ChatGPTs here mean is that we will use very professional medical knowledge to develop the large language models. So we expect that the medical ChatGPTs will be with us very shortly. And the aim of our program, MSc in Medical Data Science, will be to train professionals who not only are able to use the new medical technologies, but they should also be able to build the models on their own. So we have briefly talked about what medical data science is. So the next question is, why do we consider an MDS degree necessary? So this slide shows the bioinformatics market. So bioinformatics is actually one stream of medical data science. So bioinformatics is the stream specialized in analyzing the genomics data or omics data. So for this slide, it shows that the CAGR for the bioinformatics market is increasing like around 8% per year. So the data is actually extracted from the website, and it is based on the 5 major players in the bioinformatics market, including Illumina, Quadrant, and Thermo Fisher, which are rather famous players in the market. And this slide also shows that the bioinformatics market is the largest in the North America, but in Asia Pacific, it is shown to be the fastest growing market. So if you have an MDS degree, I believe that these key companies in the field will be urgently requiring talents or experts from the field. So if you have the degree, I think that you do not need to worry about job hunting. So how about the salary? So actually this is done by Professor Zhang a few years ago about the bioinformatics jobs using the Glassdoor searching engine. So for those who have only like 0 to 1 year working experience, the annual salary range from $87,000 to $152,000 per year. So this is US dollar. And then if a bioinformatician has accumulated sufficient working experience, like 10 to 14 years, then the annual salary can be up to like 212,000 US dollar per year. So the bioinformatics jobs are quite highly paid. So if you get the MDS degree, we think that you do not need to worry about the salary too much. So medical data science is like a combination of different fields of science, including the computer engineering, biomedical research, or biology and medicine. So if you take the MDS degree, we are quite sure that you can widen your career choice. So you do not need to particularly choose a job from the MDS field, but you can also choose job from the computer engineering, biomedicine, and then biology and medicine as well. So next, I will talk about why should you choose Polytechnic University for the MDS degree. So as far as we know, in Hong Kong, there is no similar program on medical data science, although there is a like bioinformatics program offered by Chinese University of Hong Kong, but it is not exactly the same as our curriculum. So as mentioned, bioinformatics is just one stream of medical data science. So we have a wider scope compared to the programs offered by CUHK. So the first point we think that you should choose PolyU is that the teaching staff has relevant teaching and research experience. So for example, Professor Zhang, who is the program leader for the MSc program, so he is the Hong Kong Global STEM Scholar, which is selected by the Hong Kong government. And he has more than 20 years research experience in systems biology. As far as I know, Professor Zhang has spent like more than 20 years in the United States working on research in systems biology. And he has different research interests, including genomics, genetics, molecular biology, medical imaging, artificial intelligence. And he would like to apply all these techniques in elucidating the disease mechanism, for example, cancer, Alzheimer's, or psychiatric disorders. So for me, I have obtained my bachelor degree in bioinformatics, and I'm also trained in genetics and health data science with a PhD degree from the University of Hong Kong. So in addition to Professor Zhang and me, actually there are several other research assistant professors who are also specialized in medical data science, including Dr. Bear Zhong, Dr. Dida, and Dr. Jerry Cheng. And of course, our department has specialized in MLS, and I think most of the staff have relevant research in biomedical science. So in addition to the teaching experience of our colleagues, we will also bring the latest technologies to the classroom. Because this is a master program, so we are not only teaching the principles to our students, but we will also try to explain the latest skills or technologies to our master students. So this slide shows a summary of a big grant awarded to Professor Zhang. So this is a $37 million project awarded to Professor Zhang. So in this project, Professor Zhang will use different types of medical data, including the genomic data and medical imaging data to develop an AI model. So the AI technology will be focusing on mental health. So as far as I understand it, he will focus on depression, bipolar disease, and schizophrenia. In addition to the data analysis work, he will also use a lot of mouse experiments to understand the disease mechanism. So according to Professor Zhang, he will also let our students know some of the latest AI technologies developed from his team during the lecture. So this is just another slide summarizing the background. So I'm not going to repeat, but what he wants to deliver is that there are a lot of medical data available from this project. And then he will try to bring these new technologies and knowledge to our students. Okay, next I will talk about what will be covered in our MDS program. So this figure has appeared in the previous slide. So our curriculum will cover subjects from the computer engineering stream, as well as biomedical field, and then biology and medicine as well. So if you are taking the program in full-time mode, it will take you 1.5 years to complete the program. If you are taking it as a part-time student, you will need 3 years. So altogether, you will require 31 credits for graduation. But notably, 1 credit is for the subject academic integrity and ethics. So this subject is compulsory for all Tosh postgraduate students in PolyU. So this credit will not be included in the tuition fee. And then our students will be required to take 7 subjects, which are core. I will show you the subjects on the next slide. And on top of the core subjects, they need to choose 12 electives. So at PolyU, we usually will have 3 credits per subject. So it is like equivalent to 4 elective subjects here. And here shows you the curriculum. So for the subjects highlighted in blue, they are more related to computer engineering or computer science or AI. For those in red, they are designed specifically for the MDS students. So they are focusing on integrating the computational skills in healthcare work. So I want to stress that for the dissertation subject, so it bears 9 credits. So in the dissertation subject, the students will have the opportunity to work on research under the supervision of our teaching staff. So like what I have introduced for Professor Zhang's background, so some current students are also working under Professor Zhang on the AI project on psychiatric disorders. So for the entrance requirement, actually, we welcome students from different background. So far, we have like 50-50 students from biology background and computer science background. So I think that all of them are coping well with the program. We expect our students to have good academic background. But of course, we will also consider their relevant experience in considering the application. If they have relative experience, not necessarily really working experience, but if they have some for example, project experience during their bachelor study, we will also consider them as relevant. And then our department also offer the entry scholarships for the Tosh postgraduate programs. So if you are interested, you can refer to our department website for the entry scholarships. Then it comes to the most important point for the presentation. The deadline for application is actually coming. So it will be on 15th of January 2026, almost 1 month to go. And because our program has limited quota, it is good if you can apply early, because if once the quota are full, we will not consider any more applications. So I think that's all for the presentation.